Hello, crikey, it's taken me a few attempts to do a video tonight. I keep trying to start and I keep coughing, so if I do cough, I apologise in advance. Please forgive me. I've had a really good day today. I got into work and we had a meeting a couple of hours in about a new role that I'm going to take on, where I'm basically managing our, I guess, bids to clients. I'm more part of the process now, so it means I'm not picking up a phone and talking to people and trying to convince them to listen and going out on all these far-flung meetings. Now I'm very much plugged in to just sit down and go, I've got this, drive the force that is our company, through, make sure everything lines up, make sure it all runs smoothly, and that is awesome. It's just a higher level grown up job. I feel like I've moved on to step 2 of my illustrious career in cybersecurity and sales and stuff. So I'm very excited because it was all very much just chatting about what I was going to be doing, my role and all that sort of thing. And it just fits really well. It's like they've obviously they know me quite well now. I've been there a while. They know my strengths and weaknesses and what I prefer and what I don't prefer and that kind of thing. And this feels like it's all geared towards it really well. So I'm quite excited now. I've got to learn a few bits. I've got to play around with a few bits. I'm trying to take a punt on a few ideas, but it's very much in my control as to whether I can make stuff successful or not, and that seems right up my alley. So I'm well excited. That's great. I did have a funny thing where I sent my mum a message to say I've got this new role. It's got a new focus, and she wrote, and I didn't receive a response, but she responded straight away, and then I got a text from my dad saying, "Mum says you've got a new car," and I was like, "What is he on about?" And I was just like, "No, I haven't." And he's like, "Well, she says you've got a new Focus." And I looked on Facebook and her response was, "Oh, well done. How come you got a new car? They're giving you one while your other car's in for a fix, or has the job come with one?" And I was like, "The job doesn't come with a car, Mum. That's a bit random. And if it did, why would it be a Ford Focus?" Absolutely threw me. It was quite funny. My dad's worked for Ford for like, I don't know, 35 plus years. So I guess that's where the mind goes if you think of Focus. If I'd have said it came with an Escort, I hope they would have thought the car as well, or a Fiesta. I don't know, is that a party? But to be fair, my car now is a Cougar, so that could have been a bit risky. But no, it doesn't come with a car because it's not that kind of job, and I'm not that high up in the world that I could be being given cars. That'd be ludicrous. We're probably not that mad, but it's still not happening. But no, I'm chuffed, and it was interesting actually talking to my colleagues because there's a few bits that I think they've noticed over the past like 6 months. Some of them have been quite new. They were talking, for example, about how one of the new people who got in recently, she types really quickly. She said, "God, you must be quite close to how fast Rich can type." Me, obviously, because they don't call me Sheepdog there. And feeling threatened, my ego was on the line. I said, "Well, there's one way to find out." And I brought up a couple of touch typing websites where you have to basically type out what it says on the screen, and whoever does it quickest wins. And it gives you like your words per minute and that kind of thing. A little bit lame, but I thought it'd be interesting to see how much of a freak I am, because I'll never forget being at university and the lecturer told us to get on with our work, and I was sat there typing away, tap, 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 and I'm just looking at the screen, I'm tapping away, and out of the corner of my eye I could just see somebody just leaning in, like about where my hand is, just going. And I looked at them like, I'm typing away, and I was like, "Yeah, what's wrong?" And they were like, "You're not blinking." And I said, "No, I'm writing." And they went, "But you're writing so quickly." And I was like, "Yeah, I want to get it done." And they were like, "But you're just not moving. You're just staring at the screen as it comes out." And I was like, "Yeah, because I'm reading what I write." And she was just like, "But how are you writing it that quick?" And I was like, "I don't know." And I thought that was quite normal. I thought that's just what you did when you got into writing on computers and so forth. But it turns out that from the age of like 13, I was always on MSN Messenger, which is now Skype. I was always on chat rooms. I was always on forums. So I've typed so much that it has just become the best way for me to communicate. Like, I know I do these videos and I talk, and sometimes I get my words mixed up or whatever. I find having conversations verbally way more difficult than I do just rattling something out typing. I could probably have written witty enough. I mean, that's why I did the blog. I'd write like a piece and I'd be quite happy with it. I'd run through it quickly, check the editing. The spelling was usually bang on, and I'd just stick it out there. Whereas the videos, I have to really kind of articulate what I'm going to say in my head as I'm saying it. I feel like I'm a bit, whilst I do rabbit and I go on tangents, I do still feel like I've got a lot of control over what I'm saying. It doesn't just flow from me. I don't know if it seems that way, but it definitely feels in my mind like I'm quite like robotic. I stop what I'm saying and I talk, and I don't know, it just kind of goes da 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 da. Whereas when I'm typing, it's like and it just goes. So we got out the testing websites, and one of my colleagues did it, and bless him, he was like, yeah, 30 words per minute, and I'm looking at him like, what were the words? Like anti-disestablishmentarianism, space, you know, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, space. But then another guy did it, and he was on like 60, and I thought, yeah, that's like a word a second. That seems quite right. And then the woman who everyone was saying was really quick, she belted out something like 75, 80. And I thought, ooh, that's like more than a word a second. And I'm thinking to myself, can I pull off like a colossal defeat, or will I look like a damn fool? And so I sat down, and it was Aesop's fables that you had to write. And that seems really odd, because Aesop is not a normal word that you would feel yourself typing out. But I was very impressed, actually. I made some mistakes, but officially like 114 words, and then they pushed it down to 99 because 15 of them weren't quite right, although it was like silly things like capital letters. But we compared each other's, but then I did it again and I got over 99, and I was just trying to see how far over 100 I could go then. But when I did it, I was like, well, I wasn't even particularly going all out. I weren't sat there trying to cram it through. I was trying to make sure I didn't make a mistake, and it was coming out. Whereas obviously if I'm just writing an essay, I know what I'm saying, and I know I can spell check it afterwards. I'm not really fussed, but I'm quite impressed with that. 114 words with I think it wasn't 15 spelling mistakes on those words. It was like I'd missed a full stop a couple of times as well, so they penalised you for that. But 115 words of any shape, even if they were gobbledygook. I've looked, the world record though, which is mental, is 215 words a minute. There was somebody apparently that could do 230, but they died like 100 years ago. So part of me thinks that's not true. Part of me thinks somebody lost count. They probably couldn't even count to 230 in the 1920s, damn it. But the person who's alive now that can do 212 or whatever it is, that just seems insane. Like, I joked to my colleague that I bet if they were just going IN space, IN space, IN space, that'd probably count. I'm interested, I'm tempted to see how quickly I could just type 2-letter words and hit space for just AN, AN, ON, AN, ON, AN, and bounce between them. Because then I could have the world record and be like 300 words per minute, because that's a word, surely. I don't know why we didn't just think of I. I could have just gone I space, I space, I space, I space, I space. That would work. That's allowed, surely. I is a word, isn't it? Would it count as a word? It talks about myself, me, I don't know. I'm just trying to think now. If that class is a word, then I'm going to break the words per minute writing championship, because it seems really odd. Even this test, actually, I mean, we started doing different tests, and obviously, if it has more 4-letter words than 8-letter words or whatever, then you're going to do twice as many words, aren't you? So it doesn't work unless they've got some special scientific method to it. But anyway, I was still chuffed to know that out of the group of people that we tested, I was the best, because at uni they genuinely thought I was just freaky typist. I'm pretty sure my friends, I'm probably not the fastest typist in my circle of friends. This feels like a really weird topic to be talking about on my vlog, to be honest, but it was just random. It happened. I'm on a high from the fact that I have been given this job where I will be typing more. I'll be writing stuff out more. I'll be sat there thinking about stuff. It won't just be kind of going in and thinking today could be a really rubbish day where I don't achieve anything. I can watch the work go from work I need to do to work I need to have done, which right now seems good, but I guess when it's work I need to do, work I've done, that'll feel rubbish. But at the moment, until today, it's always been kind of just a never-ending hello, 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 and it's not quite worked. So yeah, I'm excited. I think it's a brave new world. I really hope I succeed. It's like a 3-month sort of see what you can do and go from there. But you know, everything has changed. I've officially got the job. It's just, yeah, if it all goes into an absolute train wreck, then I've got a chance to nip back and go, oh, I don't want to do it anymore, which is very reassuring. I haven't had that much response from yesterday's video about finding my niche, and I haven't had any ideas yet. I desperately need ideas. I say desperately. it's a massive first world problem. I get that. Lots of people have said to me, just crack on what you're doing, and I love that. I really appreciate that feedback, because if your feedback had been, yeah, you do suck, then I'd have been a bit disappointed. But I just want to have that purpose, and I guess if you look at it another way, like, and I don't keep meaning to use Kev as an example, it's just the easiest like person to point to. He can go to a Football Manager event or a football event and it's on message, and he goes and speaks at autism events and it's on message, and he's got people in both those camps that are interested in that sort of thing. Whereas I love that people are interested in watching me talk about my nonsense and my stupid life, and you know, me being a plonker and all of that. But there's not that much. There's not that many people out there going, well, I wish I could just see a middle-aged idiot making a fool of himself on the internet every day. And those that are asking it, there's not just me there. It's not like they can go down the list of middle-aged idiots and go, oh, this one looks humorous. There's not much way to find me in the sea of middle-aged idiots. And I don't know, for Football Manager, yes, it's a C still. There's still hundreds of people doing it, but it's easier to go to events and say, you like Football Manager, I do Football Manager content, watch it. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel like unless I go stick my head through the bars of Buckingham Palace and become known as the national buffoon, there's not really much I can do about this. And I don't think, judging by Lampup's research, I don't think my fat head's going to fit through. So I'm not going to do that, although I am in London for Comic-Con next week, and it probably wouldn't take more than a shandy to get me to do it. But we'll see. I probably won't do it. I'm desperate for ideas. I assume the reason I haven't had one yet is because my sister probably hasn't watched my videos yet, and she hasn't thought of the idea for me, and that was what I was relying on, damn it. So she's let me down, and I think we should all blame her. But anyway, I'm having a good day. Beer magically appeared in my kitchen because I went to the shop and bought some as a celebration of the fact that I have got a new role. My wife doesn't know I bought beer yet. I'll probably be told off. She's not like that, but she might be like, why are you buying beer? I bought her sweets and chocolate as well, so I'm hoping that'll be the winner. But anyway, I'm going to go watch telly and drink beer. So thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow, and yay me for getting a new job. Cheers.